And there's advantages to both. Point slope is easy. All we need is to plug in the slope and our point, and our equation's done. But slope intercept is handy because it tells us the y-intercept, which is sometimes helpful to know. So we'll look at translating between these two, going from one to another. So a line passes through this point and has a slope of 3. So using my point slope form, again, because it's easy, I'm going to drop in my point and my slope into this equation. So y minus negative 15 is my y. 3 is my slope. X minus x. I can clean this up a little bit. The minus and negative becomes a plus 15. So now this is point slope form. This is done. In order to go to slope intercept form is y by itself. So if I want to get the y by itself in this equation, there's 2 steps. First step is to distribute. Three times x and 3 times 12. And the next step to get the y alone is to get rid of this plus 15. So I'm going to minus 15. What I do to one side, I do to the other. So I get y equals 3x minus 51. I now know the y-intercept is negative 51. It crosses the y-axis at negative 51. Next one, line passes through a point of 6, 7, has a slope of negative 9/4. This one ends up being a little bit nastier to deal with. Plug in my x and y into my equation. So this is point slope form, I'm done. Answer. But if I'm asked to find slope intercept form, I can use this to get there. I want y by itself, remember, for slope intercept form. So I'm going to distribute, step 1. So y minus 7 equals negative 9/4 x. Negative 9/4 times negative 6. Use a calculator if necessary. You might leave your answer as a fraction, you might get a decimal. It really doesn't matter. If you prefer to deal with fractions, you can. Otherwise, you could write it as a decimal, which would be 13.5. That works as well. Get the y by itself next. Got to add 7. What we do to one side, we do to the other. My final answer then is y equals negative 9/4 x. And I'll take my 13.5 or 27 over 2 and add 7 to it. 20.5. If you again prefer the fraction, it would be like 41 over 2.